What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 43 today of the My Player Career Mode. Thank you for all of your support on yesterday's episode. Really appreciate it as per usual, guys. And we'll jump straight into today's. So 3 games for you all to enjoy. There's a few massive moments in today's episode. Of course, one of them you'll be able to tell by the title. The other one is that Ben now is under no contract with Puma, which means he can wear any boots and anything he wants from here on out. I did kind of look at the contract and think that we were going to have more boots coming in the way of Ben, but in the end, he only had really 3 to choose from. There was not really much for him to really go with. So, I mean, in that aspect of it, it wasn't really a great contract. So I think for now, the contracts are going to remain away and Ben can just do what he wishes to do in that aspect of it. So hopefully you guys understand that. But as you saw by the title and as you saw by today's thumbnail, probably, you will see that there is a massive moment for Ben. Of course, we'll check that out later on in the episode today. But as we kickstart the first game off, Malaga is going to be the opponents today. It's a 4-3 free from Real Madrid as per usual. You know, I think it's midfield of Casemiro, Ben, and one other person, but I'm not quite sure because there's a couple of injuries to the side. I think Llorente's out for a few weeks, maybe a month or so, and there's a few more injuries here and there as well. Marco Asensio actually has been playing in the side as well, so that's one good thing because he's a beast in this game. And as you saw, 16 minutes in, the first chance presented itself, and it was, in fact, Ben with the finish in this one. It took 16 minutes of the game, but it was on his weaker right foot, and I thought at first that this wasn't going to end up going in the back of the net. You can see from the replay, the ball gets kind of caught underneath his foot, but just about he manages to get the power and direction he needs to put this in the back of the net. You can see the defender there sliding in was so close to making what would have been an important block here for Malaga if he'd have been able to do that, but to say the least, it was Ben with the goal, and of course that's seeming to be a recurring theme in this so far for Real Madrid. As Zidane on the touchline celebrates because he knows that when Real Madrid get their first goal, chances are with their defensive record that they're going to be able to pick up the points here. And you can see Ben doing a little bit of defending there, gets a tackle off on that defender with only about 4 minutes left of this game. Sends Marcus Rashford down the right hand side, he cuts inside on the right foot and somehow manages to find the back of the net from a ridiculous angle. Great finish from the Englishman. Again, you know, it's 2 young English talents in this Real Madrid side that are causing the danger for opponents. I mean, look at this finish from Marcus Rashford. He just cuts inside with the right foot, and I have no idea how on earth he manages to find a top corner from here, but he does so indeed. It's a great finish and a great way to end the first game of the episode today. So, I mean, Malaga, you know, they weren't going to be the toughest test that Madrid were going to have in this division, but these are like the tricky games where you can drop points. But at Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid did come out 2-0 winners. And straight after this, actually, the next game you guys are going to watch is the first Madrid derby of the series. Of course, yesterday's episode, we had the first El Clasico. This episode is going to be the first Madrid derby. So, again, 2 important games in 2 episodes for Ben to really try and perform in both of the games. He did it yesterday in somewhat respect. He didn't perform very well in the El Clasico, but then again, it was a very tense game and he missed one opportunity and it wasn't really a great performance. But all in all, this is a chance to redeem himself in today's Madrid derby. So, you can see as the contract ended this January, Ben picked up his new boots, which were, I think, Adidas pink ones. I mean, honestly, there's no reason I chose that other than the fact that I thought it just, you know, looked kind of cool with the white of Madrid. If you guys want to, you know, suggest any boots that you think Ben should wear, leave it down in a comment and I'll try and get some action for you guys in terms of Ben's boots, and we'll see if I can change it for you guys. I mean, of course, I can't use all of the boots that you guys suggest because you know, there'll be loads of you guys suggesting, so I'll probably do the ones that get the most likes, or maybe I'll use one every episode and just go through the different boots or something, so that might be a cool thing to do. But for now, that's the boots that Ben chose to go with, and that is the boots that he's going to be going with as well. You can see there's a game against Granada here, which I decided to sim because, of course, Ben could have played in this one, but with that Madrid derby literally 5 days after this game against Granada, or 4 days after, I decided that I wasn't really going to risk an injury to Ben, and Zidane decided that as well. So in the end, Zidane basically said, you know, we didn't want to have you get injured in that game. We need you for the Madrid derby. And that is the game that's coming up right now for you all to enjoy. There is some huge talent on show here, very much like yesterday's El Clasico. You've got Griezmann in the side. Ben, of course, is up there. I think Marco Asensio might be within the side. Whether or not he's on the starting 11 or the bench, I'm not quite sure. But there is some very good players on show here. And as we went to take on Atletico Madrid, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith, of course, I decided I wasn't going to use commentary for this, guys, because I used to do it in that aspect of it, and you know, with me having the commentary, I just didn't think that having them on there as well was really needed. So we've gone with that kind of thing, and I've seen one or two people ask me about that in the past. Why do I not use them? And that's only the reason why, guys, because when I'm commentating on my videos, it doesn't really make sense to have them there as well. So yeah, for anybody wondering, that is why I negate and don't have the commentary volume on. I've seen a couple of people ask that question before. But as we move into game, you can see the team there. Ronaldo, Bale, and Aguero lead the line here for Real Madrid. And 3 minutes into the game, they got off to a great start. Ben picking up the ball here, finding Ronaldo on this left-hand side, who plays it straight back to him, actually. And Ben reacts quick in order to get the touch past the defender. And a great left-footed finish, literally 5 minutes into the game, has given Real Madrid the lead away from home here. Ronaldo will get credit with the assist, although Ben had a lot of work to do in this aspect of it when he gets this ball back here. Goes in between two Madrid defenders and just about squeezes it past the goalkeeper, across the goalkeeper as well, into that bottom corner. I mean, you can see the finish. It was one of very high quality indeed. So for Atletico Madrid, not the start that you would really be hoping for in this Madrid derby, but for Real Madrid, dream start. And for Ben as well, he's got his side in the lead in this one. But Madrid, to their credit, didn't just sit back. Griezmann there jumping up for a header as Ben receives the ball. He has got Maximilian Meyer trying to mark him, and he goes around the German. Tries to do too much, though. Gives the ball away to him. He finds a great ball to Vieto straight through the Real Madrid back line, and the finish is exquisite from the Madrid forward. Him and Griezmann, it's going to be tough for Real Madrid to really keep their great defensive record against these two, and you've seen it there. That's literally the fourth goal that Real Madrid have conceded in the league all season here. So, scores back level, 35 minutes into this Madrid derby. It was a disappointing way to concede, I guess. Ben giving the ball away in the centre of the park where he really didn't need to do so. You know, Maximilian Meyer, to his credit, didn't give up. He was beaten a couple of times by Ben, but there he stuck to him and got his reward as well, because he played the ball through, and that is a tidy finish from Vieto. So 1-1. 10 minutes till half-time, and this is shaping up to be a great Madrid derby, I have to admit. So it's all to play for. Both teams are very, very much in this game. There's not too much separating the two sides, and that's something I wanted. I wanted a really good game here, of course, and that's what we're getting so far. As we move into the next highlight, guys, 49 minutes in, second half now. Ben picking up the ball in the centre of the park like he does a lot in this series, finding a nice pass back inside to Cruz. Cruz back to Ben. Ben all the way out wide to Gareth Bale, whose shot is initially blocked, but he gets through again and sends another left-footed shot goalwards. This time the keeper is equal to it. And yeah, sadly for Real Madrid, they didn't find the second. But 57 minutes in, Ben again on the ball. He's carrying the team here. He's getting the game, and he's running it basically. Great run from him. Finds a fantastic ball straight through the middle of the Atletico Madrid defence. And there was Toni Kroos on hand to score Real Madrid's second of the day and get them back in the lead 30 minutes from time. You have to give credit, though, to Ben. He held his nerve, kept his composure, and picked the right pass out in order to send Kroos through and for him to finish as well. You can see there was a lot of passes he had on, but he chose to go with the one there that you can see Kroos straight through the middle. And if you remember, guys, there's actually a little bit of history between Toni Kroos and Ben. Toni Kroos, of course, was part of the German side that knocked out England in Ben's first World Cup. If you remember, Ben gave England the lead before Toni Kroos equalised for an unbelievable strike. And then, of course, England went on to lose on penalties. So, I mean, a little bit of history between the two of them. But they're in the same team now, and they're working wonderfully well together. Kroos back to Ben, Ben back to Kroos. And I thought it was going to be 3-1 in the 90th minute. But it doesn't matter, because Real Madrid did just about do enough here in the first Madrid derby of the series in order to get the 3 points. It was close. It was a tense game. Atletico Madrid was certainly in it, and so were, Real. But the two Madrid sides, Real just about did enough. You can see a few of the Atletico players there very disappointed with the way that one went. You can understand it, when you got Ben in the side. Koulibaly is, of course, a very good defender. But for Real Madrid, they just had a little bit too much quality. Griezmann, you can see, distraught with the result. But I'm sure that will not be the last that Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid hear from each other. There's, of course, one more Madrid derby to come in the season, but I'm assuming Atletico will certainly be up there come the end of the season. Someone who's not at the moment is Barca, and that's surprising considering the fact that Madrid didn't really perform very well against Barca last episode, yet the first Madrid derby, they end up playing and winning it. So, yeah, there's a little bit of history, I guess. But good news, because after that game, you can see we got an email, and it was regarding Ben. Breaking news. Player of the Year has been announced for 2019, and look who received the reward, or award, should I say. And it was surprising, to say the least, because I remember I said to you guys he was arguably one of the best players in the Premier League last year. Of course, this runs from 2019, so from January he was at Spurs before he joined, of course, halfway through the year Real Madrid. But the player of the year has gone to Ben Wood. And it's his first one that he's ever received. I think last year it was Messi. This time around it's gone to Ben Wood. You can see he tweeted afterwards saying, player of the year for 2019, madness. Massive thank you to all who voted for me. Crazy to think that 2 seasons ago, I was making my debut in the Championship, of course, at Ipswich. Remember that, guys. 2 seasons ago, he was at Ipswich in the Championship. You fast forward 2 years, he's playing at Real Madrid and just won a Player of the Year award for 2019, which is understandable. You know, Spurs last year, they won the league, they won the Carabao Cup, they went on to be in the FA Cup final before losing it. So, of course, a double for Ben, and now at Real Madrid, he is tearing teams apart. So I understand why he's won it. Maybe, though, is that a little bit too kind of, I guess, controversial? Do you think somebody else should have won it? You know, Hazard had a really good year at Chelsea. I'm not quite sure how he's performing so far in this season because, of course, Ben's not in the Premier League anymore. But you look at the things that Ben has won. You look at the fact that he's playing at Real Madrid and certainly controlling these games. And you have to admit that he should have been shortlisted and he probably did deserve to win it. So massive for Ben. DJ Wood, of course, did get a couple of Player of the Years, but there was never such a thing where it shows you in the breaking news bit. So that's a nice addition, I guess you can say. And for Ben, it's his first of, I'm sure, many to come. But, of course, he's got to now put that to the back of his mind because he's in action again for Real Madrid here. And they have a chance to take top spot in the division. They've got a game in hand over Athletic Bilbao, and they're only a point behind them. So victory against Getafe here means that Real Madrid will go top of the division. And it will be a very, very tense, I guess, January because both of these sides, Athletic Bilbao and Real Madrid, are so close so far in points that I'm not quite sure which way this season's going to go. We'll have to wait and see. But 22 minutes in, Ben, a little bit of showboating, I guess you can say. He's won the Player of the Year. He's now, I guess, showing the fans a little bit more. And it was a great move, this one, in order to get Madrid the opening goal of the game. A pass out wide to Ronaldo from Ben. He nods down into the middle of the box where Toni Kroos was, and the German gives Real Madrid the lead in the game. I have to admit, though, not quite sure why Ben didn't just send Toni Kroos through, because he made a great run directly through the Getafe backline, and I was a bit surprised to see Ben not finding a pass through to him. Instead, he chose to go to Ronaldo, and luckily it worked out for Real Madrid. As 40 minutes into the game again, Ben loves occupying this position, doesn't he? Blaze a ball out wide to Ronaldo, gets it back from him, eventually takes on the defender with a nice Ronaldo chop, getting it around him, and then taking a left-footed strike on, and finding the back of the net through the crossbar. I mean, is there anything else we really need to say about him? Because he's just sensational. Absolutely sensational. I can see why he's won the Player of the Year. I mean, he's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And once again, another wonderful goal for Ben. That is now, what, 5 pretty decent goals in the last 3 episodes. Man, this kid is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that's something that you don't get a lot in football. Seeing a kid at 22 just tearing teams apart like Ben is, he is truly sensational. And that's the 43rd minute. Real Madrid 2-0 up and cruising. And that was the way the game ended. And I didn't even intend upon there, but you guess what I'm saying? Toni cruising. I'm going to stop, guys. Anyways, but a 2-0 win again for Madrid. 3 points on the board. They now take top spot in the division here at La Liga Santander. And it's going to be a tense ending to the season, I can say that for sure. They're in so much. The Copa de España, they got through against Getafe, and you'll see who they're playing in a few moments' time here to come, I think in the quarterfinals. They're still in the Champions League, of course, which they drew Saint Etienne, and they will have to wait and see if they're going to be able to advance through to the next round in that one. In February, I think the first game is. It might be the February 16th or something. So that might be next episode. If not, it was certainly the episode after that. And they're still in La Liga, of course, with a shout of winning the title here. So for Ben, he's in everything. He's got a really good chance at winning more silverware to add to what he did at Spurs, of course. And if you remember what DJ Wood did, he went to pretty much every division in world football to try and win each one of them. And he succeeded. So do you think Ben's going to do the same thing? Or is Ben going to kind of just be loyal to one club? Maybe he stays at Real Madrid and just wins another Champions League after Champions League after Champions League, of course. We'll see if that's going to be the case. But for now, that is how we're going to end today's episode off. If you did enjoy it, guys, a like, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And it's absolutely immense to see all of you guys enjoying this series and leaving the likes and comments that you do. I really, really massively appreciate it. So that's how it looks for the Copa de España. They drew against Espanyol. Atletico Madrid is still in there. I think there's a couple of other teams in there as well that might cause a little bit of danger. But for now, guys, that's how we're going to end today. If you haven't already, click the little bell. You will always get notified as to when a video comes out. We always upload at 4 p.m. or try to every single day at 4 p.m. guys. So if it's not ever there, make sure you check the channel at 4. But that's it from me for today. I will see you all again at 4 p.m. tomorrow for another video, guys. Catch you all then. Adios!